Mega Man, the Blue Bomber. This guy was an absolute icon of the gaming industry for years, but he's been dead for so long that I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if kids today have literally never heard of him. Well, the recent release of the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection has got him back on my brain in a big way, so I'm here to advocate for the Blue Boy. It seriously boggles my mind that Capcom has had him living under the stairs like fucking Harry Potter at the Dursleys since the great Mega Man crash of the early 2000s, where they oversaturated the market with iterative sequels and then sales dropped. That was a golden age for the franchise itself, but with like 3 to 4 separate sub-series running concurrently with basically yearly releases, it's no wonder players at the time got a little burnt out. But this indefinite hiatus of new content absolutely boggles my mind, and has been for years. The one thing I'll give Capcom credit for in all this is respecting his memory, at least. They're not Konami, thank God, and they're generally pretty good about porting forward entries from pretty much every sub-series aside from Legends. Mega Man Classic, X, Zero, ZX, and now Battle Network have all been ported forward to modern consoles. I'm hoping and assuming Star Force is up next, provided the Battle Network collection does alright in terms of sales. And in general, I've been quite impressed with the quality and general packaging of these legacy collections. Granted, they're not as generous in number of entries a pop as they were back in the day. Alright, don't try and gaslight me, Capcom. Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the 6th generation of consoles had Mega Man 1 through 8, plus the Power Battle and Power Fighters, and the X Collection had X1 through X6, only foregoing X7 and 8 because they were literally 6th generation console games themselves. I dislike splitting the modern collections into 2 volumes for so many of these, but since the Classic series now goes up to 10 for previous generation titles, and the Battle Network titles are lengthier RPGs with expansive post-games, I'm willing to cut them a little slack. Also, we live in a world where Konami holds IPs like Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania hostage without porting them, so I don't want to be a total ingrate. I'm just relieved Mega Man gets ported forward at all. Additionally, I really do feel that Capcom goes pretty all out with the digital packaging of their collections. The Zero and Battle Network collections in particular have gorgeous title select screens, and some very appreciable extra features. The new save assist checkpoints added to the Zero games remove all of the artificial challenge, effectively making them playable without needing to resort to measures like giving you an absurdly large health pool right out of the gate, like the easy scenario in the DS Zero collection. Additionally, I am absolutely in love with talking Mega Man EXE in the Battle Network collection home screen. This is a little thing, but it really feels like they went the extra mile, even going as far as to bring back Andrew Francis to voice the Blue Bomber. This guy's voice has so much early 2000s dub energy with that surfer dude bro delivery, and I absolutely love it. Beyond the gesture itself, though, it's just super thematically appropriate to this collection, since it makes you feel like you actually have Mega Man EXE in your console, acting like your NetNavi. And this isn't even the only delightful bonus feature. The collection also comes with all the formerly Japan-exclusive mod cards to add otherwise lost events and features back into the games, and supports online PvP for every single entry. That is absolutely wild, and the general excellence of this collection truly cannot be understated, in my opinion. I mean, I certainly wouldn't grouch if it included spin-offs like Battle Chip Challenge and Network Transmission, but I get that that wasn't totally realistic, and no one really likes those games anyway, so it's no great loss. However, the Battle Network Legacy Collection in particular reminded me of something that I'm not convinced Capcom understands, despite how wildly obvious it is. Mega Man is marketable as fuck. He has got to be one of the most marketable motherfuckers in the entire industry, and the fact that Capcom is just sitting on him and drip-feeding legacy collections once every 3 to 5 years is absolutely insane! Mega Man used to be their flat-out mascot. Their mascot. There is a good reason they were so obsessed with iterating on his IP once upon a time. Can you imagine if Nintendo just stopped making new Mario games all of a sudden? Or Sega just stopped making Sonic games? Which reminds me, Sega's handling of Sonic is the perfect foil to Capcom's handling of Mega Man. Sonic is an absolute fuck-up. He has the most inconsistent track record, but is almost consistently disappointing. The writing team, voice cast, and general tone are shifting constantly. The lore is a mess, the games are a mess. Every time Sega puts out something people like, they feel an almost pathological need to experiment on the next title anyway. Despite his status as a gaming icon, Sonic is basically a joke to the broader gaming community, and especially to the people who grew up in his glory days. But you know what? Sega believes in him. They have an infinite amount of faith in their mascot. No matter how many shit games he puts out, no matter how many broken, ill-thought-out, rushed, uninspired messes Sonic stars in, Sega believes in him. They keep getting him back on the horse. They keep trying. But Mega Man has one crash. Not even a bad game, just a sales crash caused by oversaturation of the market in a short period of time, and Capcom is done with him. They feel that he has failed irreparably, and they absolutely refuse to give him a second chance. Mega Man 11 comes out. Is it the beginning of a new era? No. It's a one-time deal. No Protoman and base DLC, it didn't sell 50 bajillion copies even though it was made on a budget, so fuck you, Mega Man, get back in the hole! I just don't understand the logic here. Nobody wants you to reinvent the wheel, Capcom. These games are incredibly cheap to produce. They're short, 2D platformers. Only Keiji Inafune could fuck that up, and you already got rid of him. Where the hell is X9? Where the hell is Mega Man 12? ZX3? Legends 3. Those last two ended on cliffhangers. And while I don't think this is strictly necessary, where is my Battle Network revival? These games are so fun and addicting, and that has always been by design. They were built to capitalize on the Pokemon craze, which, you may not have noticed, is still going just as strong to this day as it was back when you canceled Mega Man. The chip-collecting, deck-building aspect of Battle Network is still just as satisfying and gratifying as it was 20-some-odd years ago. And the concept of the NetNavis in general is still so cool, and perhaps more relevant today than ever. I know that the Legacy Collection just released, but frankly, I feel that Capcom is sleeping on this IP at what could easily be the height of its relevance. Maybe you didn't notice, Capcom, but we've basically had PETs for years. They're called smartphones. Pokemon Go didn't skip a beat, and we even have way dumber augmented reality games like Pikmin Bloom. Why aren't you selling NetNavis for people's home screens? Seriously, I would pay money for that shit. What's the matter? You don't like money? And God, there's still so much to explore with the Battle Network concept. First of all, I'm still obsessed with these visual designs all these years later. I take one look at Protoman, or Metalman, or even Woodman, and it's like I'm a 6-year-old kid all over again. These designs have such a huge appeal to both children and man-children alike, and you are sleeping on them. But beyond their obvious visual appeal to the same market that is buying bad Sonic games in droves, I feel like we still don't have a proper PvP-oriented Battle Network title capitalizing on them. Mega Man mirror matches online are still fun, obviously, because Mega Man himself has version-specific form changes, and the deck-building aspect of chip collecting gives each player's Mega Man a personalized feel, even if much of the meta is a collection of somewhat homogenized loadouts built around dominant strategies. But hello! There's a little game called Battle Network 4.5, which never got officially localized, but fans have used as a springboard to create my literal Battle Network dream game. While 4.5's single-player offerings are deeply flawed, and it required a fan mod to conform its battle system to the series standard, here we have a concept that wrote itself back in the early 2000s. a Battle Network quote-unquote fighting game of sorts, where people actually get to play as all their favorite Navis, each with their own unique passive skills and charge buster abilities, but maintaining the deck-building features. Where is the iteration on this? Reintroduce the younger generation to Battle Network proper, and make a successor to 4.5. It'll sell like hotcakes. Shit, it would have sold like hotcakes back in the day if you just chilled with the release schedule and localized it. And Battle Network's mashup of gameplay styles and genres is still wholly unique, even to this day. A couple of indie titles have tried to act as successors to it, but they have the unenviable task of competing with the insanely marketable net navies. I do want Battle Network's gameplay, but I don't want it with these weird rando characters. I want it with MegaMan and his motley rogues gallery. And there is power in that desire. There is money to be made. In short, MegaMan's revival is long, long overdue. Capcom. Baby. MegaMan is your Mario. He is your Sonic. It's not a coincidence that he's in Smash Bros, but Leon Kennedy and Monster Hunter aren't. There is an audience for these games. Some of them are young and will need a little marketing push, but some of them are old and have been starving for 20 years. MegaMan is a robot. Or a program. Or a magical girl, or whatever. He doesn't need the T-virus to reanimate him, he just needs a little power, a little juice. His games are good enough, they're fun enough, and god damn it, people like them. They are so marketable. Do not keep sleeping on MegaMan. Bring back the Blue Bomber.